Welcome to Wingman's Hangar, episode 12. How is everybody? Did you miss me? I don't think so. We've got a great show this week. We've got the week in review. We've got forum feedback. We've got wide world news. And we've got a big and interesting interview with lead 3D artist Mark Skelton. Let's get right to it, shall we? What happened this week at Cloud Imperium? Well, Chris was in town. We had a lot of important meetings. We went over a lot of stuff on Star Citizen. Very, very important. We also hired Dan Tracy, our new senior technical designer from Crytek. Dan's going to help us a lot with the CryEngine and building the levels that all of us are going to get a chance to play. No peeking. We also had panels at South by Southwest recorded. In fact, we got to interview someone very special to me at South by Southwest this weekend.
Hey folks, we're back at South by Southwest Austin, and we're talking to the Winglet. That's right, my oldest son, Colton Peterson. One of the coolest things about working on Star Citizen is that we get to introduce PC games to a whole new generation. So Colton, how many PC games have you played so far?
0.
That's not helping out. Are you looking forward to Star Citizen?
But yes, I am looking forward to Star Citizen. It looks awesome, just awesome.
So what particular things? What makes it look cool to you?
Well, like the graphics for one thing. Since we're using CryEngine 3, we are going to have amazing graphics and do stuff that's never been done before with any kind of game. So and then also the persistent world of the multiplayer where we can have multiple things going on at once.
Well, we're back again. You're not going to believe this. Colton, we ran into one of your friends. Why don't you introduce one of your friends here?
Okay, this is my friend Dylan Elias.
Hello.
Hi, Dylan. What's going on? You play PC games?
I haven't before, but I'm really looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it, huh? Have you heard anything about Star Citizen at all?
I don't know much about it, but I know it's something about flying ships around in space and upgrading ships and battling other people.
Does that sound like fun to you?
Yes, it does.
You see that? PC games are back, baby. Give me a 1, 2, 3. PC games are back. 1, 2, 3. PC games are back, baby. How cool is that? I mean, seriously. That's my oldest boy, Colton. Big ups to him. And he's wearing the Bazinga shirt, which some of you out there may recognize. Listen, last week we did the whiteboard, which seemed to be a very popular segment. So we're going to kind of give a little bit about it this week. This week you can kind of look behind me. This is a little bit about what we're going to be doing with the website coming up in May. If you notice, some of the times on our website we have so many updates. They're very hard to find. If you're new to the site, you end up missing out on some really cool stuff, and you may not find things like Death of a Spaceman or some of the important bits that we've published over the course of our campaign or even after. So what this is going to allow you to do is to pretty much sort and search and keep track of the website in your own way. So we got some really cool stuff coming up on the website in May. All right, coming back over here to my regular scheduled spot. It's time to get right to forum feedback. What is this? What is this? Why, this is an F-bomb. F-bomb. Yeah, it's just not going to get any better. Sorry. F-bomb feedback, baby. All right, time for some feedback. We've got from Ping to Huey. He says, what happens to a P-52 pilot who gets left in system covering the escape of a Connie that just jumped out? Will they have enough fuel to fly back to a planet, assuming they evade or kill whoever was shooting them, and will it be a long, boring trip? Man, if you get stuck out there in a P-52, you are stuck. Unless, of course, there's a place for you to land, or you can call in something like a nanny ship or call in for some help. They're not made to be jumping around the galaxy. They are short-range fighters. You got to think about that. From Razor's, now this next video is pretty cool. He's been sending it every week in different formats, so we kind of cut it together, the one we like. This is from Razor Xerox.
I can't resist. Here is the question. Is Star Citizen going to ignore the world's oldest profession? Or will they be strip clubs, brothels and prostitution and casinos in Star Citizen? There, I said it.
Kirk, you had to ask.
To answer that question, you kind of have to look to the past. Look at Freelancer and Privateer and how they handle those kind of things. And that's pretty much exactly how we're going to handle it here. So without giving too much away, you can extrapolate out yourself. And the fans that haven't played those games, get out there and get those games. They're certainly worth playing. From M. Palman, he says, The Wing Commander series always had strong characters. I particularly remember walking around the TCS Victory talking to fellow pilots and crew. They felt more alive that way and made me actually care for them. Will Squadron 42 also feature deep characters for your fellow pilots with their own stories? Yeah, of course. I mean, absolutely. We're in the process of creating those stories and backstories for the characters. I mean, that's part of the Chris Roberts experience, the immersion, the detail. You want to feel like you are part of something real and something going on. So absolutely we'll have some cool stories going on. You know, and those are going to pop up perhaps in the Star Citizen universe in later details. You never know what might happen later on. And this is a pretty cool question. From Lowski, he says,
The latest news from our spies has disturbed me greatly. Rise, grandson, I need your undivided attention. It seems the Terrans have undertaken a new endeavor. Yes, my Emperor. Reports indicate that their true leader, the one who taught the heart of the tiger everything he knows, has started work on a sandbox MMO-style space. Things I'm already aware of. Tell me if you know whether or not we get to be in it. The remaining Kilrathi, sire? Well, as you know, we likely fall under copyright or trademark ownership issues, already being spoken about on the forums, thus preventing our inclusion in any future efforts. And what of our stealth technology we spent so many years developing, my Emperor? Of course, it had not occurred to me. A Kilrathi by any other name. Is a Kilrathi the same? Yes. Send a care package. Pies, apple, blueberry, to their headquarters. Put a cold virus in them. When the wingman is sick and weak, we can squeeze the answer from him.
that was very well done. And the answer to that question is, let me read this directly. A kitty by any other name is still a kitty, is it not? Something to ponder. The True Loss says, will there be a Wingman bobblehead? You know, it's important that we have those bobbleheads in the universe. The question is, are there springs large enough to hold up the size of this cabeza? Yeah, man, we're going to have all kinds of bobbleheads. We're still toying out how that's all going to work because we've got cockpit decorations. But you can bet your bippy there'll be Wingman in there somewhere. A hangar, and I'd love for a Wingman's bobblehead. I know for crying out loud, my family would like one. From Blue Dragon, he says,
take a look at this Wingman. Here is my question for you. If someone disconnects in the middle of the battle, will he suffer any punishment for using it as escape?
That's just fantastic. Did you guys see the logo on his forehead? That is fantastic. Yeah, man, if somebody disconnects in the middle of battle, we are going to be tracking that. And so if somebody becomes a serial disconnector, man, there will be punishments. We will mete out the punishment on those people. Perhaps there'll be, so the UEE will be putting some bounties out there. We will absolutely be tracking those people who are gaming that type of system. We don't want it. You don't want it. Nobody wants it. We're going to sort that out. We will have a system in place. And that'll probably be like a big announcement of how that works once we get it all locked down and how that's all going to handle. From Intelligent Perspective, he says, will Star Citizen have a comm limitation depending on your being in the same system to communicate, like a proximity requirement? Yeah, of course it will. I mean, we're not going to let you talk across the galaxy. You know, that's not the way it works. We're trying to be as realistic as possible while still maintaining the fact that it is a game and it's very important to us that the fun overrules everything else. So, you know, that will rule pretty much everything. So yeah, there'll be limitations on your comm link, you know, but that doesn't mean that people won't be talking to each other, you know, on Skype or some other way on VoIP across the system. But as far as that goes, yes, you'll be limited to your in-system stuff. From Kiviar, he says,
will you be able to dock ships externally, or will all docking be handled with internal hangars? If external docking is an option, what are the largest ships which will be able to do it? Will you be able to dock larger ships together to transfer goods and cargo? Will you be forced to resort to shuttles?
That another great. We've had really good videos this week. We don't really know exactly how we're going to handle cap ship or larger ships docking with each other yet, but we are looking into that. It's sort of one of those things that's TBD how it'll all work. We want to make sure that again gameplay rules in this regards. So look for answers to that in the future, but that was a really good effort. We just wanted to get in there. So whether or not we allow the big ships to dock with each other is still kind of up in the air. From Force, he says, are you allowed only a fixed number of fighters inside the carrier corvette, or is the limit set by how much you can squeeze the fighters together? Somebody is wanting to play fighter Tetris and squeeze as many of them in there as possible. You know, for balancing reasons and for every other reason, yes, there'll be a limit in both the carrier and any other ship that has fighters is going to certainly be limited. You're not going to be able to game the system by stacking them or sideways and playing Tetris with your fighters. Tisk. Come on now, folks. From Okigima, he says, in the permadeath comlink, Chris mentioned earning special prizes for discovering new systems or killing a special NPC. Would my character be recognized by an NPC with a, hey, you're the one who shot down the leader of the Roberts Pirate Band? That is exactly what we're going for. You're building a legend for your entire family, not just your own character. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna go down. I mean, if you are one of the few who kills a big NPC in the game, it's gonna always stick with your persona or your family, your familia. So yes, absolutely. Draw69 asks, will we be able to export certain elements of the game onto secondary monitors? This is my current setup for my cockpit. I would like to be able to export certain elements such as radar and other things into secondary monitors that my MFDs will be hung onto. Any luck that this might be happening? First of all, that's one bad to the bone rig. We have not decided how that's going to work, but we are just like you in that we want to do stuff like that. So we want to support that, but depending on when that support becomes available and when we're able to execute on that, can't really say right now. Probably not in the first iteration, but yeah, we really want to support things like that. From Legante video. All right, throw it away. Let's see what Legante's got for us this week.
Hello Wingman, Legante here. As you can see, I'm in my spaceship. This is because the evil gummy Care Bears, who I have been fighting so far, have taken over my stronghold on Earth. Psych, I'm not really Legante. I'm actually zombie. My question is, how will looting and salvaging work? Will we tractor beam everything inside? Or can we go on a spacewalk and collect stuff as well?
Another most excellent effort on the video side. And you almost had me. I thought that was Legante. God, zombie, you crazy guy. Yeah, you know, most of the salvage is going to be done with the tractor beam, much like, you know, some of the other games that Chris has done in the past. However, we're going to have some derelicts out there that you can get into, forage through, and find specials and items out there. So a little bit of both is the answer to that, but I'd say primarily, you know, anything you blow up is going to be tractored into your own ship, if you have the room, of course. And that is your forum F-bomb feedback. You know what it's time for now, people? Do you know? The Wide World News. So the James Webb Space Telescope received a star treatment at this week's South by Southwest show. We took a moment to visit the full-scale replica on the front lawn of the Long Center for the Performing Arts.
Hey everybody, Wingman here. I'm here with Jeffrey Silverman, and we're at the James Webb Space Telescope, right? Did I get that right?
That's right.
Right, so tell me a little bit about, what is it? What is this thing?
So this is going to be the new big telescope from NASA. It's going to be sort of the follow-up to the Hubble Space Telescope.
Right on.
So we have our full-size model. This is not going to go into space, but it is the full size of the telescope back here. And this is going to peer deeper and further into space than ever before.
Now, it's going to be positioned beyond the moon, right?
That's right. So it's going to be at the Lagrange 2 point, as we call it. It's going to be beyond the orbit of the moon, kind of past the Earth, further from the sun, and sort of go with the Earth as it orbits the sun.
Now, the last time we launched a big telescope, the Hubble, do we need some cloth? Do we need to clean off the lens? What do we need to do to make sure that we get the visibility we need here?
So what's great about this one, something that wasn't quite done with Hubble, we're going to put together the telescope, the instruments, they're going to send it down to the Johnson Space Center in Houston, they're going to stick it in a big giant tank, basically, where they actually tested the lunar modules back in the day.
Wait a minute, what you're telling me is they're actually going to beta test it before they send it?
Beta tested, people. It's kind of like we do on video games. We're here with Sam Baldwin. He's an engineer on the project.
Sam, how you doing?
Good.
Welcome.
So, well, I guess I'm welcome. So,
tell me what it is. What are we doing here? What is this cool thing? It's not a wine rack, right?
No,
okay.
not a wine rack, but you could fit something in there. So ATK is responsible for building the backplane,
right,
and the backplane support frame, and the optical bands for the James Webb Space Telescope. And what it is it's a bunch of carbon fiber.
This is amazing. This is so lightweight.
Yeah, very light and very stiff. Yeah, give it a little squeeze.
That's my head echoing. That's amazing. I mean, it's got a little bit of give, not much though. That's amazing.
Yeah.
We're with Allison Bartow here, and you're with?
I'm with Ball Aerospace.
Ball Aerospace. And she's going to talk a little bit about the mirrors. So tell us a little bit about what we've done here.
All right, we make all of the mirrors for the James Webb Space Telescope. There's 18 individual mirrors that make up the whole large primary mirror. And the amazing thing about these things is we've got to be able to launch them into space, and they have to perform really, really well when they're cold. The other thing that we have to do is we have to align all the mirrors to each other. We have to move this mirror in space 5 nanometers at a time.
So Jeffrey, the last question we have for you is, have you seen Pete Mackey, our weather wizard?
We can certainly try and take a look for him, but haven't spotted him yet.
I think he's in the Corral system.
All right, we'll take a look.
Well, thanks very much for telling us a little bit about it.
You're
It looks
very welcome.
really, really cool.
And hopefully they'll have better materials than what they've got out here, because that looks like my camper.
Hey, the James Webb Space Telescope is scheduled to launch in 2018. We're looking forward to the pictures that thing's going to bring. Today, we're going to be introducing a new segment, This Week in Space, where we feature a brief historical perspective of man's exploration beyond the Earth. On March 18, 1965, cosmonaut Alexei Leonov exited his Voskhod 2 spacecraft to perform the very first spacewalk, also known as an extravehicular activity, or EVA for you Wally fans. Leonov floated in his vastness of space over Earth for a mere 12 minutes. He returned to his craft only to discover he couldn't get back in due to the expansion of his flight suit in the vacuum. He eventually bled some pressure from his suit and regained entry, but just barely. After Leonov's historic flight, a number of scrub missions kept him earthbound until 1975's Soyuz 19 mission. Afterwards, Leonov became the deputy director of cosmonaut training and retired as an Air Force general in 1991. And that's your wide world news. Wasn't that really cool? I mean, we get to introduce those new things. So we've got some really neat things coming up here with another interview. And what?
Hey, Wingman.
Hey, Pete, I thought you were dead.
Yeah,
what are you doing here?
Got back.
Just got back? What's up? What's going on?
You got a package from the fans.
The fans sent the Wingman a package?
Yeah.
Well, let's bring it in.
All right.
What do you think it is, guys? I mean, it could be hamburgers. It could be chips. It could be sausage. It's the best. We've had Torchy's tacos. We've had incredible gifts. And what's that?
It's food.
That doesn't look like food. There's no meat in there. Well, what is this?
That is a carrot, Eric.
A carrot? Really? Well, at least there's ranch dressing, right? What?
I don't think so.
Well, thanks. And now on to the interview with Mark Skelton.
I am here with Mark Skelton, our lead artist. Hi, Mark.
Hello, how are you today?
Good. Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Mark Skelton. I'm a lead artist extraordinaire, and I don't know, I kick ass.
Okay, so what, with Star Citizen, like, what does this mean? What are you doing?
Cool stuff.
Okay.
Just, you know, rad, cool, movie, awesome stuff is what we're doing here. I'm really excited about it, actually. It's going to be super cool, because we are doing some super high-end stuff that hopefully you guys will be hip on. It'll be really cool.
What have you worked on before?
Oh, let's see. I've worked on a ton of stuff, actually. I've done some movie stuff. I worked for Blizzard Entertainment for a while.
And what do you know of Chris Roberts?
You know, I've been in this industry for, I don't know, 18 years, something like that. So, of course, Chris Roberts is a legend. And, you know, Wing Commander, huge. I mean, back in the day, that was what everybody wanted to work on. It's been a long time, obviously. Okay. But I love me a space shooter.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Skelton, our lead artist.
Yay.
And here we are back, and we decided to go a little different this week. We're at the Arab Cowboy, a hookah bar, to interview 3D lead artist Mark Skelton. How you doing, Mark?
I'm all right, man.
You comfy over there?
I'm good.
You doing okay?
Staying loose.
Staying loose. It's important to stay loose, isn't it? If you're gonna contemplate the Star Citizen universe,
gets the creative juices flowing.
We always got to have the juices flowing. So how did you, Mark? How did you get started in the industry?
Oh man. Long story, bro. Long story. I've been in this industry now. I was doing the math last night. About 18 years.
Wow.
Almost 19 years. Got started way back. This little company called Cop Media, which I think you know Todd Porter.
I do know Todd Porter.
Good friend of ours. Actually, it was Todd Porter and Jerry O'Flaherty.
Know him too?
Who went on to, actually Jerry went on to be the art director on Gears of War, which was awesome. Mm-hmm. And so that's how I got my start, man. I was making a whopping $8 an hour, I think.
$8 an hour, and unfortunately we're not able to pay you more than that now.
Yeah.
But that's
not it. Some things
it.
never change, buddy.
That's
right. Some things never change.
That's not it. You were at Blizzard for a while. Tell us about Blizzard.
Oh yeah, Blizzard. So I was at Blizzard for about 6 years-ish.
Right.
I was one of the first ones to, well, I say first, I was probably like number 7 hire for the cinematics department, which was awesome.
Yep.
Really dug that. Great group of guys. I think they're up to like 300 or something in the cinematics department now. Yeah,
wow.
It's insane. So they grew a little bit.
Yeah.
And their stuff got really cool.
And I think we grew a little bit.
Yeah, I think we grew a little bit.
Yeah, we grew a little bit.
A little bit right here.
So yeah. So what'd you work on at Blizzard? What kind of stuff?
Let's see. When I first got there, I worked on, what did I work on? Warcraft 3 expansion, which was awesome. And I worked on StarCraft expansion, actually, and then moved on to Diablo 2, which was really good.
Okay.
Great projects, man. Really liked that group of guys. Great bunch of guys. It was really, really a fantastic work environment. I mean, nothing like this, you know, hookah and beer in hand, but almost.
Close.
Almost.
Yeah, it's not like Star Citizen. I mean, we are a little cooler than that. And we are doing AAA stuff, too.
Awesome stuff.
So then you left Blizzard to do what, exactly?
Actually, I decided at that point in my career, I wanted to do movies. So, moved out, actually got with this company named Luma Pictures in Santa Monica, which was an interesting experience. Worked on a few movies. I worked on Sky Captain World of Tomorrow.
I like that movie.
Yeah, I worked
I
on...
was one of the few that did, I think.
Yeah, I know. That movie was a mess, man. Oh my god.
Cool look, though. Very cool look to that movie.
Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, there was like, at one point, I think there was like 7 VFX companies working on it all at once. It was a mess. But, you know, I'm surprised it turned out so good. It actually turned out pretty damn good.
I just like the look and feel. It was really, really cool. So then you wandered back into the game industry from there?
Yeah.
You stumbled back in?
I was done, man. It was rough. I was doing like about an hour-and-a-half drive each way. I was living in Orange County and driving to Santa Monica at the time, and that just took its toll.
Yeah, you know, like a hookah man like you cannot be bothered. That's 3 hours in the car a day. How many hookah bowls could that be?
I'm all about the leisure, man. And that is not a leisure ride right there. That is an angry ride, my friend.
So why don't you tell everybody, what is it you do, other than obviously, you know, drink and smoke, what else do you do at Cloud Imperium?
That is a good question.
Yeah, we the employee would like to know.
That is a fantastic question. You're looking at it, buddy.
Yeah, I know that.
Well,
Actually, when I first came in, I'm lead artist here at
Right.
Cloud Imperium. So honestly, I have my hands on a lot of different things here at Cloud Imperium. Now, right now, I'm specifically working on characters.
Right.
Been working on the character customization stuff, figuring that out, which I think I told some people in chat that how, you know, some of the decisions that we decided to make, and there was about 50-50 firestorm there. Had to like kind of set back and let it happen, but I think all in all, I think everybody's pretty happy with it. So
It's interesting. It's a little different development process when you're this close to the fans. When they have like, I mean, didn't you do a character? And they were saying the irises were too small or something, right?
Which, hey man, you know, it's like the more input the better, but man, we really have to pick and choose, like, because we can't do it all, right? But that made sense.
Okay.
That made sense. But
If somebody has a hookah, their irises are going to be a little bit bigger than others.
Or smaller.
Or smaller,
you know, whatever.
depending on what's in the hookah.
Depending on
The
what's in
hookah.
the hookah.
The hookah pew pew. So, why were you called tripod in high school?
Yeah, pretty much.
Exactly?
Mm-hmm. Let's just say I was a legend in my own pants.
Yeah, let's not say that. Next time you should probably put the potato in the front instead of the back. We want to thank Mark for joining us today at the Arab Cowboy Hookah Bar. A fond farewell to Peter Mackey. May he rest in peace. Let's hope he catches his breath out there.
Poor bastard.
Poor dumb son of a gun. Thanks a lot for the cake and beer. We appreciated that so much. Not so much the veggie plate.
Hi, this is from Systems United Navy, the Sun Alliance, our friends Lance, and who else? Mechanical Graham,
Pretty awesome.
Disaster Master, everybody on here.
Yeah, I don't know whether this is kind of like a work of art. I mean, it's almost like
We don't want to eat it.
Do we even know what kind of cake it is, other than badass looking?
Looks like a fondant covering in order to create the rigid tops.
I'm just scared that you
It is.
didn't know
It's
that.
fondant covering.
Yeah.
Correct. Come on,
Oh,
guys,
it's
get
so
in
pretty, and we just got rid of it. So I'm going to try my best.
Here. Get in. Come on. Squeeze in. Squeeze in. You're not in.
I think our community is determined to give everybody diabetes.
They said think of it as emotional support. That's what they said.
Thank you, Systems United Navy. Thank you.
Did you even start on
Lots and lots of fun.
And also thanks to you guys for your continued support. Without the pledgers and especially the subscribers, which allow us to do shows like this, we wouldn't be able to do this and have so much fun doing it. We wouldn't have to be able to have making this game and bring you guys into the fold and show you what really happens at the hookah bar. Coming up next week, we've got Dan Tracy. He's a new hire, a senior designer from Canada. We talked about that at the beginning of the show. And for subscribers, get ready. Jump Point's coming out. And again, we have a special for everybody. Another brochure coming soon. And don't forget the after show, Wingman's Hangar. 15 minutes after the show, we can discuss what went on during the show, what was cool, what wasn't cool.
What's the matter, Wingman? You all right?
I think I'm okay. Maybe hooked out there.
Your eyes look a little weird.
My eyes look a little weary. And remember, if you want your stuff featured on the Hangar Show, send it in. We just might use it. See you in the verse. So, Mark, you said you had some questions for me?
Just so happens that I do have some questions for you.
Fire
Kind of
away.
went around the office and gathered a couple of questions.
All right.
From Adam Poole, our trusty associate producer.
Right.
If you had a friend named Jack and he needed help off a horse, would you help Jack off a horse?
Yeah, you know, if Jack needed off the horse, I would absolutely help Jack off the horse.
That is fantastic. That's what we thought you would say.
Yeah.
Got a little pool going on.